Here's how I make 3D sci-fi buildings all on iPhone using Nomad Sculpt. So to start off, I just simplify everything into basic shapes. I import a basic box object, and then I use the gizmo tool to make it as tall as I want the building to be. I can then add another box shape, use the gizmo tool to angle it and hide it, and then do something called voxel merging, which allows me to use invisible objects to trim visible objects, to have like an angular surface. It kind of gives me more of like the sci-fi aesthetic. I can use the clone tool to duplicate that shape, scale it a particular way, I can add various details, and then when I'm done with that, I can texture. But before I do that, I have to do something called UV unwrapping, where I'm able to create a UV map for the object. That way I can texture it properly. And once I'm done with that, I can go into the layer section, add a new layer, then go to the paint tool, pick the right color, just pick a color. That's a Thor Ragnarok reference. For this, I'm gonna pick like a reflective metallic, like silver, and then I can paint the building. If I wanna go a bit further, I can add more details like windows, import like a box shape and make it rectangular, and make it kind of slim, and then add an array modifier, allowing me to duplicate that object a bunch, scale that to the building, I can add a layer, and then paint a reflective surface on those windows. And then boom, I have like a sci-fi building. And so you can kind of repeat this process and then just experiment with different shapes to create variety and create interesting shapes, because that's ultimately kind of what it comes down to. But I like this because it's actually pretty straightforward and pretty simple, especially for someone who is just starting, because it's not going to be like the most complex thing to do. You could literally just have one long rectangular shape, texture it, and then you technically could have like a monolithic building. If you told me a decade ago that I'd be able to 3D model on iPhone and that I would even know what I was doing, sort of, I would have been like, what? Because I thought I was at the limit of what I could do then, because I guess I was. But it's just so cool that you can 3D model on iPhone. And the great thing about this is you can use these same hard surface sculpting principles to build vehicles and other types of things. So if you ever want to try to create 3D architecture for world building purposes or just to experiment, you can do it all on iPhone, and I think that's pretty cool.